All right. Give me these lineups. All right. Let's start it. Starting in 3, 2. All right. Good afternoon, Ohlone family. This is Armando Galan broadcasting live from Ohlone College. We are getting ready to broadcast tonight's game between the San Joaquin Delta Mustangs and the Ohlone College Renegades. Tonight, the Renegades, this afternoon, the Renegades are coming in with a 7-2 record, and in their last 5 games have recorded wins. Some of the notable wins being West Hills, 16-3 twice against West Hills, as well as 2 shutouts against Solano, 11-0, and Contra Costa, which was last week on Tuesday, 15-0. Ohlone is also boasting a huge offensive production coming into today's game. 3rd overall in extra base hits with 37, and total bases with 170, 3rd overall, as well as 1st in triples and 2nd in home runs, both with 9 each. With runs, Ohlone has 91, which is good for 3rd across the league, and also in shutouts they have 2, that is 1st, plus slugging percentage. So a lot of great offense and some key pitching coming out of Ohlone so far here in the early part of the season. Now for the San Joaquin Delta Mustangs. The Mustangs are coming into today's game with 13 home runs and 47 extra base hits. Runs batted in, though, 107. And it is a lot of runs batted in, a lot more than in Ohlone 75. And we are going to prepare for the national anthem. And that was the national anthem. So it seems we're having trouble with the live broadcast. Good thing I am recording, so if anything, I will have to Upload this. All right, now going over the lineups for tonight. For Delta, we have Cambit Brown, who is playing at third base. He's laid off for tonight. Jack Tomlinson in center field is going to be the second batter. In the third hole is Jack Meddings. He plays shortstop. Cole Stander is at designated hitter, and he's hitting cleanup. Blaine French, he is the left fielder, going to be batting in the fifth spot. In the sixth spot is Nico Regino. He's playing in right field today. Josh Purnetti is batting seventh and is going to be playing in at second base. Nick Strong is the catcher, and he will be playing at catcher. And Jack White, who is also... Now, Jack White is actually a bit of a mystery because for some reason he's listed also at second base. We'll get an actual look at that in a minute here. Pitching for tonight for Ohlone is Ethan Foley. And for their lineup, Damian Stone, the center fielder, number 25. He will be first in the order. And here we go. Here's the first at-bat. Cambit Brown is up, playing at third base today. And the first pitch is inside. It looked like a fastball, just a little bit too far inside there for Ethan Foley. And the count is now 1-0. Foley with the 1-0. And that's going to be a strike. Nice location on the outside corner there, just about knee-high on the strike. And now the 1-1 is bounced out of play. And of course, coming here into this game, Ohlone wants to make sure that they get out quickly here. They don't want Delta to extend the at-bats. So that's a low and outside pitch for ball two. Foley with the 2-2. Kicks and deals. And he strikes him out swinging on an outside pitch there. It seems we're having trouble with the broadcast. So this will have to be a recorded broadcast and produced later. So now 1 out. Strikeout early there for Ethan Foley, looking strong, pounding the zone with good hard stuff. Now the 0-0 is fouled off. Batting now is Jack Tomlinson. As the count is now 0-1 after the first pitch, foul ball. Foley with the 0-1, and the delivery is a strike, a nice hard fastball. Putting Jax back up against the wall here on this 0-2 pitch. You can pretty much do anything that you want now. Tomlinson swings hard at the 0-2 pitch, and it's a miss, and it's going to be out number 2. So Foley with 2 swinging strikeouts to start off tonight, and it's a very strong start for Ethan Foley. And now batting is Zach Meddings, the shortstop. And that's a strike on the first pitch there. And Ethan Foley doing a good job right now getting ahead in the count early. as the 0-1 there is low and called a ball. Ethan Foley looking strong off the start here in the first inning against a strong lineup, and that pitch is going to be outside. That'll make it a 2-1. And now Delta's away record is a 5-1 record. They've only lost one time on the road so far this season, as the 2-1 is well outside, or well inside for a ball, and it's 3-1 now. Now Meddings waiting for the 3-1. He fouls this one out of play to right, and I'll make it a full count now. Full count with 2 outs. And Ethan Foley trying to work to get this final out here and send his boys into the dugout with the tie here in the top of the first inning. He gets a sign, now kicks and deals. It's a fastball that bounces to the plate, and that's going to be a walk. And now with the runner at first, here comes Cole Stander. He's the designated hitter for today's game. Foley gets the sign, now kicks and deals. Inside pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. However, it gets past the catcher, Steinhauser, and the runner is going to move up to second. The count now is 0-1. Foley with the 0-1. A lot of wind coming in from right field, and you can hear it on the microphone. That's how strong the wind is up here. That was a low and outside pitch for ball 1. Foley waiting for the sign. Steinhauser with the sign now. Foley. And the umpire calls time. The wind is really heavy here, and we're not inside of a booth currently, so you will be hearing wind feedback, and there's not much we can do about it at this current moment in time. And this 1-1 is going to be fouled well out of play behind home plate. And now Foley is ahead in the count here, 1-2, with 2 outs and a runner on second. Foley gets a sign from Steinhauser. Kicks and deals. Just a little outside there. And now they'll do it again. Foley waiting for the pitch now. Waiting for the sign. He gets it. Checks the runner at second. Now pitches. And that ball is lined to right field, but out of play and foul. And if that was fair, that could have actually left the park there, or at least hit the wall out in right field at the 325 mark. And going from left to right, it's 315, 347, 400, 355, and 325. So no freebie home runs unless you're going to left field. And with the wind pushing out to left. And that's a swing and a miss right there on the 2-2 pitch. And Foley with three strikeouts rather here in the bottom of the first inning. Sends his guys in. 0-0 is the score. 30-second timeout. All right, here we are now for the bottom of the first inning. And now batting is Damian Stone. And now Stone's notables here, he's coming into this game with a .324 average and an on-base percentage of .425. So he does like to work counts. He does get on base quite often. And he gets a lot of base hits. He has 6 RBIs on the season, 1 triple and 2 doubles. Sorry, 1 double. And now the 0-1 is a strike right down the middle. And now the 0-1 is low for ball 1. The 1-1 is low again. And good discipline out of Damian so far here in this at-bat, getting himself into a hitter's count here on a 2-1. Takes a nice strike there on that 2-1 pitch. And Damian Stone, who has played in 9 games, has 34 at-bats so far in the season. Stone swings hard and fouls off a pitch well out of the zone, but stays alive for another pitch. And the wind again picking up here. And Stone pops this one out to center field. Center fielder's under it and makes the catch. And now there's one out. Oh my God. And the 0-0 pitch here to Kyle Barlow is a strike, and Kyle Barlow is the next batter for Ohlone College.
Dude, at the end, I finally put a note in on him as a hitter because in the fall he struggled. He's been good since January. I said, hey, man, we're gonna have
Kyle bounces this one, but it's going to be a foul. And now he's down 0-2.
No, but 23 season depends on 24 draft. We're gonna have to lose, I think, about 103 to 108 games to get
Kyle Barlow coming in with a 200 average on the season. Now the pitch inside for a strike 3, and that's a 3 pitch. And see you later. Another 2 outs. And here's Jeter Barra. And per most stats, this is the best Ohlone College hitter batting in the 3 spot here and playing at shortstop. He's coming in with a 500 average, a 538 on base percentage, and slugging at .611. So he's been a force so far at the plate as he takes an outside pitch for ball 1. Ibarra is a lefty. And now the 1-0. Inside, and that's going to be a strike. In a good location there. And now the 1-1 from Seth is low for E-Ball. And Jeter now on a 2-1 count. And you don't want to put a good hitter on a 3-1 count. As he lines this one to the shortstop, up with it and throwing it back to first. And a good throw right there, and he's out. A ground out there for Jeter. And at the end of 1, it's 0-0. And Ohlone College, who has a rich history and lately has been on a tear in the last couple of years. In 2017, with a 42-7 record. In 2018, 39-8. 2019, 37-12. Won the state championship in 2010, and looking to try and get back there this season. And standing in now is Blaine French, my goodness, left fielder, and he takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner. He's a lefty, and that pitch hit him. As Ethan tried to go a little bit too far inside there and hit him, just nipped him right on the elbow, it seemed. No, Delta has a runner on first now. And standing in now is Nico Regino, the right fielder. And he is batting from the right side. And a swing and a miss, hard swing and a miss there for the first pitch. And now it's 0-1. Foldy, staring down the runner at first. Now turns his attention back home. Kicks and deals. Here comes a bunt, and it's fouled. And now it's an 0-2 situation. And Ethan Foley with a lot of power pitches so far, a lot of fastballs and a couple of breaking balls. Trying to go inside a lot and work the heart of the plate, throwing strikes. And he swings and a miss right there, and that's going to be a strikeout. So chalk up strikeout number 4 for Ethan Foley there. And now standing in is number 23, Josh Pernett. He's the first baseman today. Pernett batting from the left side. No shift from Ohlone, and that's a swing and a miss on the first pitch, and it looked like a nice little changeup there. That ball dropped with a passion there. A lot of movement on that breaking pitch. Foley with the 0-1, and now it's 0-2. That's a swinging strike, and it looked like the exact same pitch there on that breaking pitch. Purnetti now standing in. Took a minute to think, probably thinking to himself, do not swing at that again. That ball is well out of the zone. And now it's a 1-2. And this whole entire Mustangs lineup is definitely a lineup that you do not want to give base runners. And Ethan Foley understanding that totally and pounding the zone as he throws a letter high ball there. Foley looking for strikeout number 5 here, or possibly a ground out to end the inning. Pitch, and it's fouled back. And now here we go with the 2-2. As Foley started off the at-bat pretty strong with 2 swinging strikes. Now trying to work to get Purnetti out. The 2-2. Inside, and Ohlone thought that they had a strike there, but no. Now it's a full count. don't look now, but Purnetti has life, and this wind has a lot of ferocity. Swing and a miss. At a pitch in the dirt, the throw back to second, and he's out trying to steal second base, and a great play from the Ohlone defense there. A nice throw from Steinhauser, and a good catch and tag from Ibarra. And that's a double play right there. And now heading into the bottom of the second inning, 0-0 is the score. And now batting for Ohlone College is number 35. And I wrote 34 on my roster sheet, so. Or maybe it's because I'm looking at the wrong one. Mark Anthony Valdez is standing in now. Right fielder for Ohlone College. As he takes an outside pitch for 1-0. And now the 1-0. Outside again, 2-0. As the wind keeps on coming with ferocity, and Mother Nature's just not going to give this caster a break. So we have some rain coming in towards the evening. And this ball is lifted high and deep to right field. At the wall is the right fielder, and he's going to make the catch. Mark Anthony just missed a home run by maybe a foot or two. And standing in now is Jaden Shepard, number 11, the second baseman. He's batting from the right side. And that pitch is outside again for ball one. And now the 1-0. Back home, the pitch. And it's right down the middle. And this ball is lifted to center field in the park, though, and that's going to be an out. Shepard with a deep fly ball. And here's KW Quillisi. KW in the 6th spot, playing in left field, and he is a left-handed hitter. The first pitch to KW is low, and that'll be ball one. So the count is now 1-0. And the 1-0 is in there for strike one. KW waiting on the 1-1. And this ball is grounded through the infield and in for a base hit. So that was grounded in between the second baseman and the first baseman. And Ohlone has their first base runner of the evening. And here's Will Jewell. And Will standing in as the designated hitter for today's game for the Renegades. Will, a lefty, swings hard at the first pitch fastball and misses, and it's 0-1. On deck is Corey Steinhauser, the catcher, if Jewell can find himself on base. The pitch inside, and it's a ball. And Will finding himself very comfortable with his stance as he has more of a straight-up alignment. Test at first base, and no tag. As Seth wants to try and get out of this inning right now. As he tests again at first base, but no avail. This is all just to throw off Will's timing, which is a smart strategy here, trying to get a ground ball out, maybe get a double play. As that ball bounces to the plate, and now it's 2-1. Will showing a lot of patience at the plate. As there's no shift also from the Mustangs, so Will does not have a hole going opposite field. As that ball bounces to the plate as well, and now it's a 3-1 count, and Will is in a great count here to do some damage. And now the 3-1 from Will Jewell, or to Will Jewell, is a fly ball out into left field. The shortstop's going to call off the left fielder and gets it himself, and it looked like it might have been trouble there. As we head into the third inning, the score is still 0-0. back from the timeout. And so far, Ethan Foley and Seth Tomczyk are both doing a great job pounding the zone with very hard to hit pitches. Although Foley is doing it with getting strikeouts, and Seth is more of a pitch to contact pitcher. He's getting a lot of flyouts. And here we go at the top of the third. The first pitch is a swing and a miss from Nick Strong, who is playing at catcher. The 0-1 now to Strong. Foley with a nice breaking pitch gets a strike there on the outside corner. And now he's ahead of the count here, 0-2. The pitch, and it's a bouncer to the plate. And now it's 1-2. And that's just your classic throwaway fastball right there on 0-2. Now Foley with his 1-2. In there, and it's strike 3 called as Strong tried to hold up there. He thought it was a ball. Chalk up another strikeout there for Foley. That's 6 now on the afternoon. And batting now is Zach White, number 15, batting from the right side. So righty on righty combo here. The pitch. And it's a strike right in there. A fastball. And Foley not afraid to pound the zone early and often in at-bats. This ball is bounced to the third baseman, and that's an easy ground out. And now the order turns over. Kembit Brown, the third baseman, up to hit now. And he struck out in his first at-bat. And that first pitch is a ball, 1-0. And Foley looking strong out the gate. It looks like it might be one of those extended hot starts. Looking like he's on pace to go multiple innings here, as he's going to start this at-bat 3-0. And for Brown, this at-bat is going the opposite way of the last one, and that's a 4-pitch walk. And now Foley trying to just put that at-bat behind him and work at this next at-bat here. And standing in now is Jack Tomlinson. He also was set down on strikes in his first at-bat, as that pitch is now outside, and that's 5 balls in a row now thrown by Foley. And this is not good if you're Ethan Foley. As he tests the runner back at first. And that's a strike right there. So he breaks 5 straight balls thrown. Jack Tomlinson standing in now. Foley with the 1-1, and it's a line to the second baseman. Diving hop and picks it up, throws it back to first, gets the out. And a great play right there out of Kyle. Probably saves a base hit there. As we head into the bottom of the third, still 0-0 here at Ohlone College. And here's Corey Steinhauser, the catcher. And the Delta pitcher, Seth, so far looking like a pitch-to-contact pitcher. Getting a lot of fly ball and ground ball outs. Not really many strikeouts. I believe it's 2 currently. And now the pitch. And this is a line drive to center field, and a good play by the center fielder there. Jack Tomlinson to run that one down, as that looked like it might have gotten down for a base hit, and Corey is down on a line out. Now here's Stevie Hom, the third baseman. And now Hom awaits for the 0-1. Inside there for a strike. And strike 2 now. Stevie waiting for the 0-2 here. The pitch. Strike 3. So Stevie Hom set down on 3 straight strikes there, and he watched all of them. And now standing in is Damian Stone. And this is lined to the first baseman, and a great play by the first baseman there for the third out. That was a complete self-defense catch right there by Josh Purnetti. And at the end of 3, it's still 0-0. If you were watching this broadcast after it has been uploaded, I want to say real quick, my apologies. The Wi-Fi service here is not very strong, so we're going to have to figure out how to strengthen the Wi-Fi connection coming all the way over here. An apology for the wind feedback because, well, there's not much we can do about that because I'm out in the open. There's no booth here at Ohlone College. So you're going to hear a lot of wind feedback. And here we go. Top of the 4th inning now. First pitch. And that's a ball. And now Corey. Strike 1. Or Ethan Foley. Ethan Foley showed some signs of struggle in the last inning to find the zone. Now he's looking to find the zone more comfortably as the 1-1 was fouled off. And now it's a 1-2. Foley with the 1-2. Inside, strike 3, and it's a swinging strike 3. Now Foley with 7 strikeouts. And so far in this game, only 1 hit in the game entirely, and that was from the Renegades. And so far it's been a pitcher's duel. Strike inside there. Now Foley with the 0-1. And calling time is Cole Standard. Now he steps back into the box, and Cole, the designated hitter, swing and a miss there. Strike 2. And Foley looking for his 8th strikeout here. And that pitch is a wild pitch. Back to the screen. And Steinhauser and Foley are both working really well together with these pitch selections. Getting a lot of strikeouts early. Steinhauser with the sign, the pitch inside, but it's going to be called strike 3. And that's strikeout number 8 on the afternoon for Foley. And now standing in is Blaine French, the left fielder, number 34. First pitch is a ball inside. And now the 1-0. And that's a bouncer to the plate. Now it's going to make it 2-0. As that ball took an awkward bounce heading back to the backstop. It was very, very much up there. It looked like it was a bouncer. And that ball was inside, and it didn't look like it hit him. And it almost did hit him right on the leg. And now Foley behind in the count 3-0. You got to be thinking if you're the hitter here comes something to hit. And there it is on the ground. And a bobble at second base, but a good recovery and back to first base for the out. And a great job there by Kyle. And heading into the bottom of the fourth, still 0-0. And we touched up early in the broadcast about the Ohlone's rich history as a baseball team. Let's talk a little bit about San Joaquin Delta's rich history as a baseball club. They have produced, since 2008, a number of MLB stars, some of which Kevin Childs, who is playing currently for the Dodgers, Nate Easley, who's playing for the Padres, Jordan Davinsky, who's playing for the A's, Cameron Lepper playing for the Giants, Dean Kremer on the Dodgers, Zach Mathis on the Padres, Ben Miller on the Padres, and also Robert Gasser, who is also playing for the Padres. So a number of players coming from San Joaquin Delta and ending up in the major leagues, and that's something you do like to see coming from the community college level, is a lot of players moving up, even if it's just to the minor leagues. As the baseball, the football terminology would be a long shot, and that's really what it is. It's a long shot when you're in community college to try and make it to the pros. And standing in now is Kyle, who made the nice play at second base, saving himself from an error, and now Seth is reconfiguring with his coach on the signs. Turns to his defense and nods his head, and now he's ready to pitch. Now the right-hander with the 0-0, and Kyle looking to bunt his way across, and that was well out of the zone for ball one. So far, the game has now reached over an hour of playtime. Seth with the pitch. And that looked like a nice slider in there for a strike. Good movement on the slider there from Seth. Kyle awaiting the 1-1. And he takes here letter high slider for a ball. As Kyle has a very low angle batting stance, it's a little bit difficult to get a good strike on him, and that's another slider that's low and away for a ball. And Kyle putting himself in a great hitter's count now. And now the 3-1 inside, and that's a strike. And now the count is full. Now Kyle standing in here with a 3-2 count. The pitch. And this is on the ground. And the first baseman has trouble with it, flips it to the pitcher, and gets the out. So that was almost a 3 unassisted that almost turned into an error. And credit 2 for the assist there. And now it's 1 out here in the inning. Standing in now is the dangerous Jeter Ibarra. And the 0-0. Swing and a miss, and a hard swing and a miss from Jeter there. And now the 0-1 to Jeter. Strike 2. And Seth coming much more in the zone now than he was earlier in the game. And Jeter grounds this one to the second baseman. Got to hurry here and throws, and it's a wild throw to first base, and Jeter's going to take second base here as he slides underneath the tag. And he's at second now. That's going to be an E4 on the play. As the throw was well over the first baseman's head and bounced about midway height to that right field fence along the foul line. And Jeter, with great awareness, immediately running to second base and sliding underneath the tag. Puts himself in scoring position. We have our first runner in scoring position, as it's actually going to be scored a base hit. And now the pitch. And a hard swing and a miss right there from Anthony Valdez. And he's down 0-1. Valdez looking for a gap here to score a runner and push across our first run of the game. And the 0-1 to Valdez is fouled back to the screen. And now it's 0-2. And now Valdez standing in 0-2 here. And Seth not afraid with the runner at second, going right in the zone and attacking Valdez, getting himself into a nice pitcher's count. And a throwaway fastball back to second base here, almost over the shortstop's head. Covering at second base there, and a good hopping catch right there, as Jeter would have definitely moved up there on that pitch, or on that throw, if that was a wild throw. Now it's a 1-2. The pitch to Valdez, and he swings and misses. We wanted to hold that one back, but I guess the home plate umpire did not think he held back there. And now it's 2 outs. because that pitch was just outside. And now here's Jaden Shepard. And Jaden Shepard in the last home game against Contra Costa hit a home run over the right field wall, just about over by the 355 sign. And here we go. Bouncer to the plate there. Shepard receiving signs from his coaches in the dugout. And here we go. The 1-0. Checks the runner at second, now pitches. Inside, and Shepard swung at it. This is angling foul, and it bounces foul. That was an inside pitch that Shepard immediately swung at. And that'll make the count 1-1 now. And now the 1-1 to Shepard. Seth looking at second. And Jeter trying to bait him to throw to second base there, taking a lead as Seth stared him down. Took a nice little lead there and then came back immediately. Playing mind games over there. Down at second base. As Seth kicks and deals, and he grounds it. Now Jeter, here on this wild pitch, is going to go to third. And so the runner moves up, and that pitch was a ball. It was well outside. And Nick Strong couldn't really block it as it got right past him. Rolled all the way to the backstop. And Ibarra has moved up due to defensive inconsistencies from the Mustangs. And now the 2-1. And this is fouled well out of play. And now it's a 2-2. Shepard looking to add to his RBI totals here with this at-bat. Zach looking to end the inning here with anything. The 2-2. And it's grounded to the shortstop. Got to be up within quick. Throws it to first, and it's in time for the third out. And so Ohlone cannot push the run across. And we are through 4. Ohlone with 2 hits, and that's the only notable stat so far. 0-0 is still your score heading into the 5th. And here we are back at Ohlone College for the top of the 5th inning. And if you're both coaching staff so far today, you got to be very, very impressed with what these pitchers have been able to do. Both Seth and Ethan Foley. And if you're a hitting coach, you're pulling out your hair at this point, as Foley is so far throwing a no-hitter through 4 innings. And that's a first pitch strike right there. Now Foley kicking and dealing the 0-1. Bouncer to the plate. Good block from Corey, though. And it's a 1-1 now. Foley. And it looks like they're going to reconfigure here, both Corey and Ethan. And now the 1-1. Bouncer to the plate. Ethan Foley looking for a strike here, and he gets lined to right field, but under it is the right fielder now and gets the out. And so that's the first out of the inning. And standing in now is number 23, Josh Purnetti. Purnetti batting left. The pitch outside for a ball. Foley looking to try and get ahead in the count here. Swing and a miss, strike two, as that got past Corey there. He's asking for another ball now. And Ethan here in the 5th inning still pounding the zone with great efficiency. And that's a strike, and what a nice curveball that was. A lot of spin on the curveball. Pernett shaking his head as he doesn't agree with the call there. But the count now is 1-2. And the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. It was a check swing. And Foley now with 9 strikeouts. And now coming in to hit is Nick Strong, the catcher. The pitch. Inside, and it hit him. And that's the second hit batter of the night. And San Joaquin Delta has their second base runner of the night. And with 2 outs, here is Zach White. The 0-0 on the ground, and a good stab at the third baseman right there. It makes the out. What a play right there. Stevie Hom takes away a base hit. Now heading into the bottom of the 5th inning, the score is still 0-0. All right, and standing in now is KW Quillisi. Batting from the left side, wearing number 9. As Seth and his catcher, Nick Strong, both communicating. Probably making sure that they're on the same page when it comes to signs. And here's KW, the first pitch, outside for a ball. That was outside and high. Both lineups trying to find their groove still here in the 5th inning, the bottom of the 5th inning. There's only 2 hits in the game so far, both for Ohlone. Well outside there for a ball 2. And KW finds himself in a good hitter's count now. As the wind has not stopped with its ferocity at all. Still blowing out to left field, but more with the straight up alignment. As KW fouls this one off, out of play into left. And now the 2-1. KW fouls this one off. And now it's 2-2. And now Seth kicks and deals the 2-2. Inside, and San Joaquin thought that that was going to be strike 3, but it's 2 inside, says the home plate umpire. And now it's a full count. And now KW waiting for the 3-2. And this is foul back to the screen. And now the 3-2 again. Outside, and that's going to be a walk. So KW walks as the leadoff here. And here's Will Jewell. And Will in a big spot here. At the very least, got to try and move that runner up to scoring position in second. The 0-0 to Jewell, and it's a bouncer to the plate, but a good block right there out of Nick Strong. And now Seth is down 1-0. And now the pitch. And now it's 2-1. And out comes the pitching coach, and now is going to talk to Seth. Probably the conversation is probably going somewhere along the lines of how he's feeling right now and where he's at physically. As he still hasn't given up any runs and only he's given up 2 hits so far. He's looked very impressive so far. And Seth now getting instructions from his dugout. Now he's ready. The pitch. On the ground, and Will gets a base hit. KW moves up to second, and Will gets a single there. And with no outs, Ohlone has 2 runners on. And here's Corey Steinhauser. In a big spot here with 2 runners on and no out. And now the 0-1. Corey trying to bunt across here, and the throw back to second base is well over the head of the shortstop covering, and both runners are going to move up here on a wild throw. And that's something you do not want to see right now if you are the Mustangs. Defensive inconsistencies in a defensive game like this are a death sentence. And now with both runners in scoring position here, the 1-0 home. Corey grounds this one to the second baseman, trying to cover and get the out there. And he can't, and it was actually a line drive. Because it looked like it might have bounced before he caught it, but it was a line drive. And a line out. Now there's 1 out. So we got the Bob Marley walk-up song here from Stevie Hom. Stevie in a big spot here. And he takes low and inside pitch for ball 1. Stevie awaits the 1-0, and this is line into center field, and it is going to be caught. Tagging up is KW, and he's going to score easily, and it's 1-0 Ohlone College. Some good base running out of Ohlone College there in KW. And now turning the lineup card over again, here is Damian Stone for his 3rd at-bat of the afternoon. As Jewell is still on second base there. So Stone is going to have to try and find a gap here to score home a runner. Stone ahead in the count here, 1-0. And now the 1-0 home. Nope, a test at second base, and a bobble coming out of second base. No runners advanced, though. San Joaquin did a good job covering there. And some infield inconsistencies, especially here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A pivotal role in Ohlone scoring their first run of the night. Stone takes a strike there. And now the 1-1 home. Checking the runner at second, and time is called. And some mind games being played by Stone there. And now the pitch outside, and Jewel is taking a big lead there. He gets sent back to second base, almost thrown out. That pitch was well outside. And I think Jewel read it as a possible wild pitch, as he was well out there. He was about halfway down the line. Had to run it back immediately. A hard swing and a miss there from Stone. And now it's 2-2. And Will Jewell definitely showing off one thing, showing off that he's got a lot of speed down there at second base. Seth with the 2-2, outside and low. And now it's a 3-2. And a lot of 3-2 counts for Seth here through 5 innings. It seems he dominates at bats at times, but just missing that strikeout pitch. And now the pitch on the ground, and that's going to be fouled. Stone with a great battle so far in this at-bat. It was down 1-2, working it back to 3-2 and fouling off a hard paint pitch there on that last pitch. Seth with the 3-2, and it bounces to the plate, and Stone is going to get a walk here. So Ohlone now with runners at second and first with 2 down. And here's Kyle Barlow. Barlow standing in with a big spot here. Could potentially score 2 runners here with a well-placed fly ball as he takes a pitch outside for a ball. Standing in as a right-handed hitter. Seth with the 1-0. Outside again, ball 2. And Seth's struggling here to find that that third out. And now the 2-0, and this is going to be fouled off, and a good swing out of Kyle there. Now Seth to deliver the 2-1 here. 2 runners on, 2 out, bottom of the 5th inning. And that pitch is low. And now Kyle putting himself in the ultimate hitters count here, the 3-1 with 2 outs. And now the 3-1 home. Seth with the pitch. And Kyle watches it, and that's another ball. And now the bases are loaded here. And coming in is the most dangerous hitter on this Ohlone lineup, Jeter Ibarra. As this has the potential of being a big inning here. Ibarra with plenty of power, can definitely hit it out. Also can leg some out too. He came into this game hitting .500 on the season. This is the type of situation that San Joaquin wants to avoid entirely. Seth with the 0-0. Low, and that's going to be a ball. As it looks like there's some action in the San Joaquin bullpen, with Seth showing significant signs of struggle here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And this ball is popped up to left field. Left fielder says he's got it. He's under it, and he makes the catch. And it's not an easy catch right now as the wind is blowing like crazy out here at Ohlone College. Makes a great play and gets San Joaquin out of the inning. At the end of 5, the score is 1-0, Ohlone College. All right, here we are now in the bottom of the 6th inning. And standing in now is Jack Tomlinson, Gambit Brown, the 3rd baseman. I thought that was number 2. So top of the order due up here for San Joaquin. And the count is now 1-0. As a game like this is right up my alley. Great pitching, some solid defense, and a swing and a miss right there. San Joaquin trying to push across a run here to tie this game. They'll do with a hit also. The 1-1, and it's low for a ball. And so far, Ethan Foley has pitched immaculately up to this point. And a bouncer to the plate. In a very close game here in the top of the 6th, the 3-1 from Ethan Foley is a strike right in there, and now it's a full count. Tonight's crowd looking like just about maybe 100 to 110 people all stashed in here with a couple of people out in left field, and that's a swing and a miss right there. And a 10th strikeout now for Ethan Foley. And a great performance out of him. Absolutely sensational thus far. As well for San Joaquin, their pitcher Seth pitching a good game as well. And now here's Jack Tomlinson, and he takes a ball high and outside. Tomlinson waits the 1-0, and this is lined to left field, and this is deep at the wall, and it is gone. And a home run for San Joaquin as that breaks not only the no-hitter, but the shutout. Because off the bat, that didn't really look like much, and it looked like the wind carried it a lot, and it was a good swing out of Tomlinson. Digging right under there and muscling it out to left. And we have a ball game now. It's 1-1. As for some reason, my score is not showing up. Oh, no. Setting in now is Jake Mannings. And he took a first pitch strike there. And now he's down 0-2. And Ethan Foley not at all deterred after giving up that solo home run, going right back into the zone and pounding hard. And that's a 3-pitch strikeout. So you got Mannings looking there. Now there's 2 outs in the inning. The wind's still blowing out to left field. And here is Cole Stander, the designated hitter. And he grounds this one down the third base line, but foul. So he took that inside pitch, and he wanted it. And now the 0-1 from Foley. Outside and bounce to the plate, ball 1. So we have a tie ball game here in the top of the 6th inning. Ethan Foley was throwing a no-hitter up until this point and gave up a solo home run to left field. That ball bounces to the plate as well. Ethan Foley looking for the out here, and this is lined and fouled out of play to the right. Slightly overcast day here in the 6th inning. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's still a lot of wind. This ball is lined into center field. Diving try there by the second baseman, and it's not going to come up with it. And that's a base hit. Standing in now is Blaine French, the left fielder. And the lefty on righty combo. The pitch. Swing and a miss there. Strike one. Folding. Kicks and deals the 0-1. And it's a ball. And Foley trying to work his way out of this inning without any more damage. As he so far pitched a great game, and time is called. Ethan Foley staring down the runner at first base, now pitches. And this ball is lined and a diving try right there out of the second baseman and gets the final out there. Great job by Kyle Barlow. And heading into the bottom of the sixth inning, it's now 1-1. And a tightly contested matchup between these two teams. Don't go anywhere yet. Still got plenty of baseball left. Back at Ohlone College with Ohlone College baseball coverage live on the Gaming Runner Productions YouTube channel. Now standing in is the 4-hole hitter, Mark Anthony Valdez. He's a right fielder, batting right-handed. And this is a strike on the first pitch there. And it looks like Kyle is still the pitcher for San Joaquin Delta. And so far done a great job and had a very scary sixth inning there where he could have, or fifth inning rather, where he gave up bases loaded, worked his way out of it though. Only giving up 1 run, and now he's up 0-2 here against Valdez. And the pitch, that's a bouncer to the plate. And now the 1-2 from Seth. And this is popped out to center field. And this is carrying here at the wall. And it is gone. Bye-bye, baby. And Ohlone College is on the board as Mark Anthony Valdez just went deep. And it seems the gods had something to say about that home run as well, as we just got a giant win push right there. Mark Anthony Valdez, what an amazing swing out of him, putting Ohlone up by a score now of 2-1. And the wind pushing out to left field even harder now as Jaden Shepard stands in. And he lines this one to right field, and it's going to be foul. Shepard now standing in with the 0-1. Seth kicks and deals. That's a bouncer to the plate. Shepard, of course, homered in the last game at home here against Contra Costa. It was a 2-run homer out to right field. And he takes a strike there on the inside corner. Now he's down 1-2. And that pitch is high, letter high, and that's going to be a ball. Now it's 2-2. No outs so far here in the bottom of the sixth inning. And the pitch now from Seth. And he runs the count full now at 3-2. Shepard awaits the 3-2. And it's going to be called a ball, as it looked like a great pitch right there. Paint on the outside corner, low, just probably a little bit too low there. And Shepard earns himself a walk. And now standing in is Will Jewell. Will was the first Ohlone run on the afternoon. And it looks like San Joaquin is going to have a mound visit here. And we could very well be seeing the end of Seth's night here. As another pitcher is coming in. And the pitching coach takes the ball from Seth. And Seth with a great outing. Through 5 innings, only giving up 2 runs. And he's going to come out of here. We'll take a caster timeout, 30-second timeout. And now coming in relief here for San Joaquin College. I just had it. Give me a minute here. It's Nate Morris. It looks like a very hard fastball pitcher from some of the practice pitches that he is throwing. And in now is KW Quillisi. It's not Will Jewell. Will Jewell is up next. Quillisi was came up with the came up in a huge spot for Ohlone. He got on base last inning and was Alone's first run and the first run of the game. As he takes a pitch low and inside there for ball one. The pitch. The 1-1. Or the 1-0, and this is lined deep to center field, and it is off the top of the wall. Shepard is trying for home, and there's going to be no throw. Shepard is in, standing up, and it's a double for KW and an RBI. And now the score is 3-1, Ohlone College. And now standing in is Will Jewell. Jewell swings and misses at a hard fastball there. As the wind is again picking up here. No reprieve up here in the Ohlone College Hills. As that pitch is well outside for a ball. Will awaits the 1-1. And a good strike right there. As Nate seems to have really good command so far, early. And now the 1-2. Swing and a miss from Jewell, and that's going to be out number one. And here's Steinhauser. Steinhauser awaiting the 0-0. Outside for a ball. Steinhauser is a really patient batter at the plate. Has a tendency to wait for his pitch and watches a lot of them go by. As he watches another one. Although that wasn't an uncompetitive pitch. It's 2-1. 2-0, sorry. Steinhauser awaits the 2-0. Coming inside there, and a good strike right there. It's a swing and a miss from Steinhauser. As Morris had some movement there on that fastball. Swing and a miss from Steinhauser, strike 2. That was a breaking pitch that broke very low as it crossed the plate. Looked like a sinker. Steinhauser now awaits the 2-2, and it's a bouncer to the plate. And Morris now has got to execute here with a good pitch. And Steinhauser has to execute with a good swing. The 3-2. Here it comes, and a swing and a miss from Corey. Chalk up a strikeout there for Nate. And now it's 2 outs. Standing in now is Stevie Hom. Morris checks back at second, and safe there at second is KW. Is that I think that fooled almost everybody there. Morris wasn't even looking back and immediately shot back and threw it back to second base. Perfectly executed, but KW got back in time. Is that 0-0 pitch is low and away. Morris misses the 1-0 there in the same exact spot almost. Low and away. And now it's a 2-0. Morris with the 2-0, and it's a swinging strike 1 right there out of Stevie Hom. Morris kicks and deals. This is on the ground. Up with it is the shortstop to first in time for the out. And that's going to end the inning. And a great play out of Meetings there. And Ohlone off the back of a home run and a double, an RBI double, now lead with a 3-1 score. Heading into the 7th inning. 30-second timeout. And Ohlone's going to have a new pitcher coming into the top of the 7th inning here. It's Max Gonzalez, number 37, a right-hander. So we're almost ready coming out of the intermission. 15 more seconds. And here we go, top of the 7th inning action here at Ohlone College. And standing in now is number 24, Nick Regino. The 0-0 from Gonzalez is low and inside, or outside rather, for a ball. Gonzalez looks like he's going to work with a lot of breaking pitches as this ball is lined into left center field. It has got a chance, and it's gone. A second home run for San Joaquin Delta, and the score is now 3-2. And a good swing right there out of Regino in a big spot. Puts his guys back within a run here in the top of the 7th inning. And standing in now is Josh Purnetti, who was set down on strikes in his last attempt. And now the 0-0 is a breaking pitch that is fouled. Regino just barely got a piece of it. It seemed like he wanted to take that and pull it opposite field. Not a bad idea as a lefty, especially with the wind blowing out to left as hard as it is, although it's so far stopped a little bit out there in the outfield as the American flag is now sitting straight. There it goes as it picks up here with this 0-1. And it's a ball. Time now is just about to be 4 p.m. Time of play so far, 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 40 seconds. And here is the 1-1, and it's a strike. So far been a short but tightly contested game between these two teams. Two of some of the best teams in the league. Of course, Ohlone College looking to try and put themselves in a great position before the league schedule starts. As that slider really looked like a sliding curveball, maybe a slurve right there. Just missed the mark, though. And it's a 2-2. As the grand clock at Ohlone College is going. It's now 4 p.m. High and outside there for ball 3. And Gonzalez is going to have to work here with his best pitch to try and get this out here. As Regino has done a great job working his way back after going down in the count 1-2. And that's one thing that this Delta squad does well. On the ground here to Jewell. Jewell tries it, but he's going to be denied by the first base umpire, who calls it a foul ball down the right field line. Regino counting his lucky stars there. Heads back, picks up his bat. And a good battle so far between Regino and Gonzalez here. And now Gonzalez with throws here, and this is lined to left field, and it's caught. That was a fastball that was lifted to left field, and a great catch out of KW out there. And now 1 out here in the inning. Standing in now is Josh Purnetti. This ball is grounded. Or actually, that was Nick Strong there, and he is out now. That's out number 2. So that was a first pitch ground out. And now with 2 outs, here is Zach White, the second baseman. Zach White awaits the 0-0. And it looked like a good breaking pitch there, but was just outside. Now the count is 1-0. Now the 1-0 home from Gonzalez. It's a nice strike right there. He's got some good breaking stuff so far. Nice looping curveball. Looks like a 12-6 or maybe even a slurve. It has a lot of movement. It's very hard to get a beat on, as that's a swing and a miss there for strike 2. And now Gonzalez puts himself in the driver's seat here in a 1-2 count. Gonzalez awaits the sign, now kicks and deals. And this is bounced to the Ohlone dugout. And White stays alive for another pitch. And some chatter coming in from center field there from Damian Stone. Trying to keep Gonzalez honest here. And he throws a breaking pitch, bouncer to the plate, swing and a miss. Throw to first is in time. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. And so through 7.5 here, the score is now 3-2. Ohlone leads here, heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. All right. Standing in now is Damian Stone, and Ohlone is at the top of the order now. He's playing in center field, and he was the one with the chatter coming from the outfield in the last half inning. You got to love the team spirit that he was showing there with the chatter trying to keep his pitcher in the at-bat there, which resulted in a strikeout. As he takes an outside pitch for ball one. And takes a pitch well in the zone for a strike. Stone so far has portrayed himself to be a very patient hitter at the plate. He definitely knows how to work the count very, very well. As he takes an outside pitch there, 2-1 now. As there's now some action on the hill. So we have some cows eating some dinner out there. And a breaking pitch back home is a strike. Of course, last year, this whole entire area was under a very big security alert. There's a bouncer to the plate to make it 3-2. There was a significant concern last year around the time of the wildfires that Ohlone College would be hit by a wildfire that was burning just across the hill. And there was a significant concern that the school was going to be impacted. Luckily, it was not. Here's your 3-2 now to Stone. And he swings and misses, and it's strike three. There's your first out of the inning. One can only wonder, though, what would have happened if that fire actually did ravage through Ohlone College. Will we be standing here today, or would be somewhere else, or not at all? Some questions that thankfully do not have to be answered. And standing in now is Kyle Barlow, and he goes after the first pitch, grounds it to center field for a base hit. And Barlow not being patient at all. Ambush tactics right there gets him a single. Still one out here. And here's Jeter Ibarra. He came up in a big moment with bases loaded and 2 out. Couldn't push across the run, however. Anytime there's a runner-up, though, it's a big moment. And there is a runner-up now. The wind has picked up again, blowing out to left field. And that's a ball. Jeter is a left-handed hitter. So the wind pushing out to left field doesn't really help him in this situation. Unless he can go opposite field. A bouncer to the plate and almost a pickoff at first base there. As Barlow has to get back on his horse and run his hardest back to first base. But Ibarra is now up 2-0 in the count. Ibarra awaits the 2-1 and or 2-0, and it goes to first base to try Barlow again. Barlow doesn't mind getting his uniform dirty out there. And here we go with the 2-0. And it's a bouncer to the plate, and now it's 3-0. And as it seems that the Mustangs are content with not trying Ibarra here. Let's see if Nate Morris is going to go inside the zone here at 3-0, and he does, and it's a strike. And now it's 3-1. It's smart just to work the count at that point. Now, if you get something to hit here, you definitely want to jump on it as fast as you can here. Back to first base there with a pickoff play. Nothing going for it, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if they try it again here to throw him off. They won't. Ibarra thought he had a walk there, but that's a strike, an inside strike, and that's paint. Great location from Morris there. And now Nate Morris working himself to 3-2 here after going down 3-0. And this at bat is looking for a ground out, a punch out, or a fly out. Any type of out. Here with one out. This is line to left, and it's going to be out of play. Zach thought he had a beat on it, but he didn't. Zach Meetings has actually moved to third base on a double switch. And that's going to be ball 4 right there. And now with runners at second and first, here comes the big bat of Mark Anthony Valdez, who went deep earlier in the game. And here's Valdez. In a big spot with one out. Runner at second and first. Takes an inside pitch there for a ball. And when he went deep back in the 6th inning, it was a great swing out of him. Drove his shoulders and leg weight into it, and this is popped very high into the infield. Looks like it might be in play, and no, it's not. Just out of play into the bullpen. Valdez standing back in. Morris kicks and deals. This is a grounder, and it's going to get through the infield for a base hit. On his horse and going to score is Barlow. To third base is Ibarra, and Valdez has a double and an RBI. That's going to make it 4-2 Ohlone College. And here is Jaden Shepard. Looking to add to his RBI totals here. Already has one on the evening. And now Nick Strong giving out instructions to the infield. It looks like they're going to bring up a more shallow alignment here as the shortstop and second baseman are playing closer to the plate and further out from the second base. An inside pitch there for a ball. Shepard watches another pitch. Bouncer to the plate, and it's a 2-0. Now Jewell with the 2-0, grounds it to the third baseman, and that's going to be a ground out. That's not something you wanted there. There was a possible sacrifice situation now. Completely off the board with 2 outs. And here's KW Quillisi. And it looks like the Mustangs are going to motion here, possibly for another pitcher. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. As Nate Morris is going to come out. And coming out in relief. Just couldn't really find his groove, but did a decent job coming out of the bullpen. Gave up 2 runs, quite a few hits. However, he's kept this game close for his team, and now it's up to the rest of the team to pick him up. And the new pitcher will be Jace Root. He's a left-handed pitcher. At 6 foot, 183 pounds, and he's a freshman this year. Coming out of Canyon High School in Santa Clarita. And with a new pitcher coming in for San Joaquin, that's going to also motion Ohlone College to make an adjustment themselves, as now KW has come out of the game. And in his spot for the foreseeable remainder of the game, it's going to be Cameron Cavillo. And here comes Cavillo. And a big spot here for his first at-bat of the game. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. And a base hit can break this game wide open here for Ohlone College. And the 0-0. And it's outside. Cavillo is a right-handed hitter, so we have a lefty on righty combo here. Jace just missed with a breaking pitch to make it 2-0. Establishing a hitter's count now is Cameron. Cavillo got to be prepared for something to hit here, and that's a swinging strike right down the pipe. And a hard fastball out of Jace right there. Makes it 2-1. And here's the 2-1 offering from Jace as he kicks and deals. Swing and a miss from Cameron. And that makes the count 2-2. And now Jace with the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and a big strikeout out of Jace right there to get that final third out. And through 7 innings, we have a score of 4-2 here at Ohlone College. The Renegades lead the Delta Mustangs. And now in is number 3, Cordell Brown. And still out there is Max Gonzalez for Ohlone College pitching here in the top of the 8th inning. Top of the 8th inning action here. And that's going to be a strike. As that started well out of the zone, and it looks like it broke back into the zone coming over the plate. And now the 0-1 delivery from Gonzalez. Strike 2, same exact spot. That's a little bit difficult because Brown is a right-handed hitter and keeps on hitting that outside corner. Pretty low too, probably knee or shin high. And what would have been strike 3 right there bounces right off of Corey's
gear. And that's going to make it 1-2. Now the 1-2 to Brown. Outside. Now it's a 2-2. The 2-2 from Gonzalez. He is low and outside for a ball. And now it's 3-2 here. It's Gonzalez start off this at bat very strong. Kind of lost his mojo a little bit and gained it right back right there with that hard breaking ball. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's one out here in the inning. Sending in now is Jack Tomlinson. San Joaquin running out of time and outs. They have 5 outs left. Try and tie this game or take the lead themselves. The first pitch of the at-bat was a ball, and the wind picks up significantly again. Going to hear a lot of whistling and a lot of wind feedback as that pitch right there was called for a ball again. Same exact location as the first pitch. Inside the zone, but too low. That pitch well outside there. And ball 3. And Gonzalez now struggling to find the zone here in this at-bat. And there's a strike right there. As Jack finds himself here in the 3-1. Awaits the pitch. That's a strike, and now it's 3-2. And so the opposite of the previous at-bat where it started 0-2 and then worked to 3-2. This started 3-0 and worked its way to 3-2 now. And now the 3-2. Foul to the screen. As Jack just got a piece of it. We're just reaching over 4 hours and 37 minutes here of playtime. It is 4:30 p.m. here at Ohlone College on Tuesday the 22nd. And here's your 3-2 offering again. This is line into left, and it looks like it's going to be angling foul and out of play, and it is. As Jeter had a good rundown on it, but couldn't find it for the out, as it was unfindable. Landed in the bullpen of Ohlone College. So we're going to try it again here with the 3-2. And so far today, a lot of 3-2 counts. These lineups doing a great job grinding at bats and getting a lot of pitches thrown for all the pitchers that had came out today and pitched. And that's inside there, and Tomlinson has himself a walk. And the tying run is now at the plate. And standing in now is Jack Meetings. the shortstop, and he is batting right here. And that's going to be a wild pitch as Corey could not block that. And Tomlinson now moves up to second base. As the umpire called that a strike. So that was a pass ball from Corey. And he tries to test him there, but he actually just fakes him out. As Gonzalez turned back and pumped his arm like he was going to throw, and he actually went through his full throwing motion there. Kept the ball in his back pocket. Trying to bait the runner to run back. Gonzalez back home now. And that's strike two. In the crowd today, so far staying for the majority of the game despite the not-so-baseball-esque weather that we are having. Unless, of course, you root for the team in San Francisco. You're probably not used to this weather if you're over here, especially not in the East Bay. Because it's very rarely windy around baseball season. And that pitch was just low. And Ohlone's dugout and fans do not like them. They voiced their discontent. So that looked like it was strike three, but umpire saw it another way, I guess. And here's the 1-2 now. Gonzalez checks the runner at second, now throws. And it's a nice foul right there by Jack, and he stays alive in the at-bat here. As again, you got to like the grinding that has happened so far in these at-bats between these two teams. Nobody's giving up and hemming in their chances. They keep on fighting. And this ball is lifted, and it's going to go out of play. Because he kind of lost it there in the sun. And we're going to reset and do it again here. Another 1-2. And this ball is crushed on the ground there. Up with it and throwing it to first in time. And a great play right there by Jeter. Well, that was actually not Jeter. That was Stevie Holmes, my bad. Stevie was actually double switched into the shortstop position. And standing in now is Cole Stander. And Stevie showing off a very strong arm there. There's 2 outs. The 0-0 delivery. It's a strike. And now the 0-1 delivery is fouled back to the screen, and now it's 0-2. Gonzalez is close to working his way out of this without giving up a run. Runner at third base here. And the runner at third base is Tomlinson. The 0-2 delivery back home, and it's a bouncer and a good play here by the third baseman, and it's a bad throw as Jewell cannot dig it out. And a run is going to score here. And the Mustangs get one back, and now they bring it back to within a run again here, and it's 4-3 now. As it was Jeter there at third base with the wild throw, and it looks like a base runner. He's going to be motioned here for the Mustangs. The base runner is number 20. I'll get a name on that in a sec. And the first pitch is a ball right there. Bouncer to the plate, 0-1. The base runner is Cody. Cody Borghini. As the Mustangs making some noise in their dugout, trying to rally their teammate here. As French is in a 1-1 situation here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs with the runner at first. Swing and a miss, hard swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh my goodness, and the wind is just absolutely eating my equipment alive over here. As it is pushing the hardest it has pushed all afternoon here on this 1-2 pitch. And a check back at the runner there, so no pitch yet. And here we go, the 1-2. Gonzalez looks back at first base. Now he's going to kick and deal. And it's a swing and a miss, and a great strikeout right there by Gonzalez, minimizing the damage to 1 run. And as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning, the score is 4-3. Ohlone College leads the Mustangs. You're watching, or you're listening to Ohlone Baseball here on the Gaming Runner Productions YouTube channel. Standing in now is Takumi, one of the few Japanese players here on this Ohlone College roster, as he takes a strike on the inside, or on the outside corner right there for... Now he's going to be put down in the 0-1 here. And now he's down 0-2. This is definitely a motion to get speed on the base pad here, which is smart now for Jace to go up 0-2 here and not waste any time as it hit him. And there you go. Now the plan is in motion. That 0-2 pitch caught a little bit too much to the inside corner there. Got him, nipped him right on the elbow. And someone who almost dislocated their elbow. I don't want to be touched anywhere on the elbow. And another pitch hitter coming in for Ohlone College. Or, no, not a pinch hitter. My bad. This is Steinhauser. Corey Steinhauser. And so Will Jewell, his night is over with. And Steinhauser lays down a bunt. And there you go. As the bunt records an out. However, the runner moves up to second now with only one out. And the gapper now scores a very much needed insurance run. And here comes Stevie Hom, who started today playing at third base, and now he's moved over to shortstop. And it seems that the infield is going to have a meeting here. All except the third baseman, however. And here he comes. So I think he didn't get the memo when everybody met up at home. On the mound, rather. And here comes the home plate umpire. He's going to say time to break it up. Of course, the home plate umpire, the rally killer all the time. And here we go. Because the infield has a talk here, and you got to wonder if the talk is... And now here comes the pitching coach out of the dugout, and they're going to meet up once again. And it looks like maybe they're going to buy time for that reliever that is in the bullpen currently. Now let's see what's going to happen here, as I think the conversation is that they're just trying to waste time here for the relief pitcher. And here comes the relief pitcher now out of the bullpen. This is... #22. Let's get a name here. It's Luca. And so Luca's coming in, and Jace comes out. We're going to take a 30-second timeout, a pitching change for the Mustangs. Luca Bell. Oh my goodness! I just I just asked one of the Mustang players how to pronounce his name. Berlacqua, I believe, is how it's pronounced. He's the new pitcher now for the Mustangs. And with one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Mustangs have 3 outs to tie this game here in coming into the top of the 9th. And the main thing is you do not want to give up any runs heading into the 9th here because it's just going to make your job ever more difficult. And, runs are in the premium today. It's only a 4-3 game, and, scoring has only happened from the 6th inning onward. And it's taken a while for this Delta squad to push across runs, and they are a very talented offense, I might add. It just goes to show you the immaculate pitching that both of these teams have, and both pitchers coming in today, and starting pitchers as well as relievers, have done an absolutely amazing job so far, and have really showcased a really great showing of community college baseball. And here we go. Stevie Holm is standing in. We got a righty on righty matchup here. And the first pitch is well outside for a ball. And the 1-0 is outside again. And now it's 2-1. And now the 2-0. It's popped up, and it looks like it might be in play here. And it is in foul territory, but it's going to drop. So there was 3 guys in the vicinity of that ball, and looked like the shortstop had a beat on it and called everybody off, but he couldn't catch up to it. Stevie Holm counting his lucky stars now as he knows he's been given life here. And a pitch inside. The runner moves up to third, and it's a ground out. And now there are 2 outs. And standing in now is Damian Stone, and the lineup card turns over once again here. As my papers go all over the place. And they're going to call catcher's interference there on that first pitch, and Stone gets first base. And so a big mistake there. In this situation, you do not want that to happen. And here comes Kyle Barlow. Barlow takes, outside for a ball. Score is still 4-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Renegades lead. And inside there, and it hits him. And now the bases are loaded. And don't look now, but here comes the big bat of Jeter Ibarra. And of course, he had the throwing error in the last inning, which led to a Mustang run. And here comes the pitching coach again. And there's probably a major concern now as free bases have been gifted to Ohlone College twice now in these last 2 at-bats. And one of the number one things that the Mustangs probably wanted to avoid, definitely, if not is number 1, and it is number 2, is the free bases. And so with bases loaded here, Ohlane's most dangerous hitter, Jeter Ibarra, can push across a couple of insurance runs here and break this game wide open. The 0-0 delivery, low and outside. And Ibarra is probably thinking to himself, got to be patient with this at-bat and only go after stuff that look like sure strikes here. That was a strike there on that second pitch, and it's a 1-1 now. Ohlone College has left 8 runners on base so far today. This ball is a bouncer to the plate, almost hit Ibarra. In trouble now for the Mustangs, as it's a 2-1 count now. And this is a situation you definitely want to avoid. And this next pitch here has to be a really competitive pitch. The pitch. Foul back to the screen, but it would have been a ball. Jeter Ibarra here in this 2-2 situation, looking to try and just find grass any way possible here. Base hit in the outfield could possibly push across 2 runs here. Even if it's just 1, it's insurance. And that's strike 3 called right there on a tough breaking pitch, and Ibarra is going to take a long walk to the dugout. However, Ohlone still leads by a 4-3 score. Heading into the top of the 9th inning. We'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, here we go. The biggest moment of the afternoon here. Top of the 9th inning, 4-3, Ohlone College looking to take home the victory here today. And standing in is Nick Regino, and he takes a strike. Gonzalez still out there pitching, has done an absolutely immaculate job out of the bullpen, only giving up 1 run. And that's a strike, too. And now Gonzalez in the driver's seat here can do whatever he wants in this situation with an 0-2 pitch awaiting. He kicks and deals. Bouncer to the plate. He's got an amazing assortment of breaking stuff. A lot of movement, you can see it. Even without paying close attention, you can see it. It's very hard to get a beat on him and try to get good wood on him, if you will. Inside, and strike 3 called, and that's going to be out number 1. As that was paint right there. Great location out of Gonzalez, and now Ohlone is 2 outs away from their 8th win of the season. As of course, game time temperatures are less than ideal, as you've heard, not only from me, but from Mother Nature herself. It'll be huge for Ohlone to get a win in this situation. And the first pitch here to Purnetti is a ball. High and inside. Ohlone trying to improve to a 6-game winning streak here. Kicks and deals Gonzalez. Outside for a ball. The next game for Ohlone College is going to be at West Los Angeles on Friday. As that ball is grounded to the second baseman, up with it, throws it to first, and that's going to be out number 2. And now Ohlone is 1 out away from their 6th win in a row. And here we go. With 2 outs, here's Gonzalez with the 0-0 delivery. And it's a strike. And now Ohlone is 2 strikes away. Looking at the schedule and seeing what's next, Sierra College in a game that's going to happen at Fresno College is what's next for the Mustangs, as that's going to be strike 2 right there. And now the Mustangs down to their final strike. The 0-2 delivery, fouled. The next potential Ohlone baseball broadcast will probably be Saturday, March 5th against Chabot College. That will be the next home game that's happening at Ohlone College. Now Gonzalez with the 0-2 delivery once again. Is in there, and everybody here thought that that was going to be strike 3, but it's a ball. Because that definitely did look close, but that's been called a ball majorly all night. And now the 1-2 delivery. Inside there for a ball 2. And now Gonzalez with his 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to do it. And Ohlone College now riding a 6-game winning streak heading into their next game at West LA this upcoming Friday. There will not be any production for that for a foreseeable future. However, things can change. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's game between the Ohlone College Renegades and the San Joaquin Delta College Mustangs. For all student inquiries, leave it down in the comments section below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And for more Ohlone baseball coverage, stick it here at the Gaming Runner Productions YouTube channel. This has been Mondo, your play-by-play analyst, signing out. Thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Go Renegades!